All right, so I'm recording now. Thanks for joining me on the call. All right, so tonight we're just going to talk about what to do when the going gets tough. The tough get going, right? So we're going to talk about how to overcome duplication and discouragement challenges, because that seems to be an overriding theme for some people on the team this week. And I've even had a little bit of a day of discouragement myself. So I think it's important just to address it because everyone's going to have days like that, and you need to know how to get past that. So none of this is my writing. I actually am pulling together some helpful tips from some leaders in the company who have shared some really great insight with us. And I just thought I'd compile some things together and share with our team. So, the first thing that I want to talk about is what to do when you have discouragement. And this was from Laura Prejean. She shared a really neat call. She talked about the three things that can discourage us. And one of them is discouragement with our products. If we're not seeing the success on our products that we want. The second thing is discouragement in our business. And the third is discouragement within ourselves. So I'm going to talk about that first, and then we're going to talk about what to do to overcome that so that we can get past those hurdles and actually have a successful business moving forward. All right, so first off, discouragement with the products. What do you do when you're not seeing the results that you want with your products? So there's 4 questions that she wants you to ask. Number 1, are you taking your products consistently? So, sometimes I'll tell you what, when we first get started, it's easy to remember to take all your products and you're drinking all the water and things are going great. And then you kind of fall into the busyness of life and the newness wears off and you start to slide a little on your water intake. Maybe you forget to take your Slim until lunchtime, that kind of thing. So I just really encourage everyone, including myself, because there are many days go by where I catch myself being behind on my water. And it's no wonder when I find myself in a plateau and nothing's changing because I've gotten back into those old habits of not drinking enough water, or maybe I've had a couple too many cups of coffee on a stressful day, and that's a dehydrator. So that can do it. And then also, I'm horrible. I will fully admit to you, being a nurse, my biggest struggle was the water because we were trained not to drink water. And so starting off, I did really good, and then I started sliding. So I need to work on doing that myself. But also, I'm one of those that if I can remember to take something first thing in the morning, and I can remember to take something if it's sitting by my toothbrush at night. Mm-hmm. But in between there, I forget. So I often will forget to take my BioCleanse between meals. So I've gotten now where I take it first thing in the morning, because otherwise it'll get forgotten. And I'll take my X Factor when I take my Slim. If I don't take it with my X Factor with my Slim, I sometimes will take it right after supper if I remember. But yeah, so I'm fully I'm fully there with you on consistency. So that's the first thing we need to remember to do is be consistent. The second question to ask yourself is, are you drinking your water? And I just talked about that.
That CHEW.
Huh?
CHEW, that acronym that we heard the other night.
Oh, yes, CHEW. Yeah. And remind me, it was...
CHEW for consistency with the products, H for healthy eating 80% of the time, E, exercising regularly, even if that meant walking 2 days a week, whatever you do. Yeah. And then E, W was water.
So these are the same ones, they're just in different order. So I do like that CHEW. That's great.
I made a little graphic. I didn't get it approved yet, but...
Yeah, share that with the team. That's great.
Okay.
I'm sure that it'll be fine because it's not even really plexus related. It's just healthy related. So, okay. So consistent healthy eating choices. So watching your foods. Remember, the products are a tool. So if we still eat the same junk that we used to, we can't expect the products to do everything for us. We do have to use it as a tool when our cravings are better to make those healthy choices But we don't have to be so restrictive that we can't enjoy those sweets from time to time. And I think that that's what Rachel was telling us with that chew was 80% of the time. So whether it's a little treat every day or a big indulging once a week, but not both. Okay, and then exercise. All right, so moving on. So basically what Laura had said was if you are doing those things and you're still not seeing results, then either add in some new products or switch up when you take them, because everybody's body responds differently. For example, I took my ProBio and BioCleanse at bedtime for a while because that's how Lori and some of the other leaders recommended it. And then I read that it's best to take them separately. So I thought, well, okay, I'll just try it separately and see if it works better for me. And it actually did work better for me. I'm not saying that for some people it's not great to take them together at night, but maybe for your body, mix it up and see if it's different. I know one of our guys that's lost a lot of weight, Dustin Doyle, lost about 140 pounds. He always, every month, changes what he's taking, how he's taking it. He wants to keep his body guessing. So if you're not seeing results with what you're taking and when, change it up. Okay, so then the next thing she said was build your belief in the products. If sometimes if we don't believe something is working or going to work, we often look for it to fail, and we believe it's not working. Whereas if you look for the positives, look for those non-scale victories, find testimonies of people who've had success and start to build your belief in the products, and you'll find that you'll be more apt to pick up on the positive changes. And as you build that belief, it can happen. There are all kinds of testimony, like the graphics that talk about the body that the mind believes. And I do believe that the mind has a lot to do with it. So, just like people who feel like nothing's ever going to go right, whether you think you will or you think you won't,
Her beliefs have power.
Yeah, it's going to happen. So I think a lot of us need to just work on what we believe, because I think that will play a role too. All right, and then the last thing is I also want you to remember that, for example, if you take a product and you don't like the way it makes you feel, let's say you took Boost and it made your head pound, or did something that you didn't like, and you just are like, oh, I can't believe, I don't like that product, and I'm not going to recommend that product. Well, just remember, just because a product doesn't work for you doesn't mean that it's not going to work for others. So don't be afraid to share, tell people what it did for you, but also remember that everybody responds differently, and it's okay to recommend something to others. For example, I know that some people, when they take block, they gain a few pounds and they don't like that. So they quit taking it and they get scared to recommend it. But others who've taken it have seen amazing weight loss results and blood sugar stabilization. So again, just because it doesn't work for you doesn't mean that other people won't find success. So just share what you love and what you've seen, and let people try it and see if it'll work for them. All right, so that is, that's a little bit of encouragement there for you on the products. And for some people, it's quick and easy, and for others, it's not. So I've learned not to focus so much on the weight loss. Yes, I did lose weight, and I have a great story of before and after to share, but for others, it doesn't always work that way. You have to consider the underlying factors going on, whether there's hormonal imbalances, thyroid deficiencies, adrenal fatigue, other factors that we have to take in. And just remember that Plexus is not a miracle drug. We're not going to take it, and it's not going to do everything for us. So we have to work with it and allow it to be that tool. Okay, so moving forward to business. So if you're struggling with business, building your business, here's some tips that can help. First of all, I wanted to share that everybody struggles with discouragement from time to time. That is normal. Like I said, I had a day this week myself where I was feeling discouraged, and it's just part of the emotional roller coaster that we ride. It's normal. Emotions are normal.
I was ready to quit yesterday.
Yeah, and everybody has days like that.
Yeah.
It is so common. There are people who've quit at Ruby, Senior Ruby, Emerald. Why? I mean, why would you quit? It's because you have to learn to not ride and stay in that discouragement phase.
Right.
Those emotions happen, and we have to stay strong emotionally and overcome that. Remember, this network marketing, it is personal growth with a compensation plan attached. And it's hard for people who, struggle with their self-confidence, or what other people think. Those are really challenging things to overcome. And so find a friend, find your Plexus best friend, your PFF, and encourage each other, motivate each other, be there for each other during those challenges, and build each other up, and know that it is normal to feel that way, to have a day or two here and there where you just get down and you get in a slump. What Tara Castaneda said was, it is normal to feel discouragement, but you don't stay there. Actually, no, it was Laura Prejean that said that. Don't stay there, okay? Have a day when you're discouraged, fine. Figure out what works for you. We're going to get to that in a minute, but don't stay discouraged. Move forward. Okay, so then for business, so the first one is know that everybody experiences it and it's normal. The second thing, don't compare yourself to others. Comparison is the thief of joy, okay? Everybody grows at different rates. Celeste got to diamond in 6 months, but it took Sarah Marble 7 months to even go silver. So had Sarah given up and quit, she wouldn't be a diamond today and have that financial freedom that she was looking for. She kept her eyes on the goal, and that's what we all need to do. We need to realize that we all grow at different rates. There's going to be times where your business grows, and there's going to be times where it has a lull and doesn't grow. Stay the course, and that's okay. If you start taking your eyes off your goal and you start looking at how's this person doing, oh, they're doing better than me, oh my goodness, your eyes are now off the goal. So put your blinders on and keep going. And I'm going to, Tina, help remind me, maybe you can post the link to it again, for Rachel's call again, because that was a really good one, and I'd love everyone to listen to that, because she talked about putting the blinders on.
Yes, she did.
Being brave. But it was brave, yeah. All right, so keep moving forward. So number 3 is take the word quit out of your vocabulary. Please do not even go there mentally, okay? If this is your passion and you want to reach your goal, you cannot allow the word quit to even enter into the picture. On an emotional day, when you're feeling down, don't stay down, get to work. That's what all the leaders will tell you. When you're having, get to work. Get to work.
What'd you say just before that?
All the leaders will say, when you are having an emotional day and you're feeling discouraged, do something to get to work. Meaning, sit down at your computer, type out some messages to people, make some phone calls, make some creative posts. Just do something to get back into moving forward. It's just like if you get bucked off of a horse, you don't get off the horse. You get back on, you build your confidence again, and you keep riding. So the same thing in this business. Don't quit. Do not stop. Keep moving forward. All right. And a great tip that has been shared, and I've taken on that mentality, and I think it's really helped me. Act like a diamond. Okay. Take on the mentality of a diamond or emerald, whatever, however you want to say it. But what would they do? Would they let the little things get to them, or would they just keep moving forward? And they would expect that their team is going to grow. When you have that mentality, you know, you have a lot more confidence when you think that way. So I can sit over here and I can think, oh, I'm only a silver. I don't know what to do with my team, and I'm so discouraged because nobody's, you know, joining me. Or if you, or you,
on me?
no. That's how I used to think. I'm bringing back memories of myself. All right. Or you can adopt the mentality of, you know what? I am a leader, and my team is growing. I believe it's growing, and I'm going to do these things because I feel it. I know I'm a leader, and I want to get there. So you go ahead and you take on that GoPro mentality, that professional mentality that Eric Worre talks about.
Can I interject something?
Sure.
I think it's, and I'm sure you guys are doing it, I probably need to remember to do it more frequently, but pray over our businesses.
Yes, actually, that's number 5.
Sorry.
No problem.
That's, just screaming in my head.
Yeah. All right, so that's number 5. All right, so number 4 is find someone to be your PFF, like I just talked about. Find that person that can be your accountability partner and your encouragement, your mutual encouragement. So that when they have days that are down, you lift them up, and when you're having a day that's down, you can reach out to them and know you've got someone to talk to. All right, and then number 5, pray about your business and pray for your team, because God does care about our business. But absolutely, Tina, that is very important. All right, so that's my business tips that I'm passing on that I've gathered from listening to some of these great calls. And then the last thing for discouragement, and this I think is one of the biggest ones, is when we're discouraged within ourselves. Again, most of the time that we feel discouraged, have you seen that graphic that talks about water can only sink a ship in the ship? So,
no, I haven't seen that, but
okay, I'll bring that one back up to the front too. Yeah. All right, so basically, people can say things that are negative and discouraging, but it only becomes negative and discouraging to you if you take it to heart and bring it in and internalize. If you stay positive mentally, those things don't bring you down. It's the moment you allow yourself to start spinning those thoughts in your head and feeling discouraged that you start to sink. So here's what was shared for that. Number 1, positive thoughts. Keep positive thoughts flowing through your head. Save your favorite quotes and graphics and print them out. Put them in your car, by your computer, on your mirror in your bathroom, wherever. Post them around. Post them on your own wall whenever you're feeling discouraged. Find one that encourages you and then post it on your wall. Encourage others. Stay positive and encourage others. Like a smile is contagious, right? So if you smile, then it does something in your mind. And others smile, it starts building on that. So stay positive. Number 2, celebrate the small things, okay? So don't focus so far down the road on your goals that you're not realizing the little small goals that have been met and that are being met daily. Celebrate your small victories. If you get to 500 PV for the month, and that's a huge thing for you, celebrate that, Find something fun to do, and, whether it's, a little treat or, a little charm break, whatever you like to do to celebrate it. Be sure you're celebrating your wins. All right. Number 3, music. Okay, music for me is so powerful because it really can influence my mood and how I feel. So I encourage you, if it's worship music that you like to listen to, if it's upbeat, positive, get you excited music, whatever it is, put on some music and let that help change your frame of mind. All right, and then number 4 is Bible verses. So some good ones like Proverbs 3:5-6, Isaiah 41:10. Find some verses that really speak to you and encourage you and motivate you, and have those written just like you would with your positive thoughts. and focus on those things rather than
Philippians 4:8.
huh?
Philippians 4:8.
Okay, great.
That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah,
For thought.
exactly. So yeah, focus on whatever is pure and holy. Yeah.
True.
All right. So that being said, make sure that you are positive in your posts, but also if people comment on something that you share and they're being negative,
Delete it.
either delete it or don't let it in emotionally, okay? Just because someone wants to rain on your parade doesn't mean that it has to wreck your whole day, okay? Yeah, go ahead, Tina.
I was going to say, when somebody says something negative like that, they're noticing, they're seeing it, and we don't know. They may be saying something negative now, but down the road, 6 months down the road, they still may be processing that.
Yeah.
So at least it shows that they're seeing something, and they thought about it for a minute.
Right, and I was actually sharing with one of our teammates last night, actually, that some of my biggest critics and skeptics are now on my team, right, Tina? So, if someone is quick to comment or post and it's not always friendly, just remember, maintain a good relationship with them, be respectful, educate and share, but don't think that they're like, they're never going to believe. Sometimes people who put their foot down and have a strong mind, they make great ambassadors. So you just keep working on them and pray for them. But I will tell you, if they're very disrespectful and they're being hateful in their tone,
that's a different story.
If they're slandering the company or doing things that are just completely disrespectful and not even being a friend about it, then I would absolutely delete it. I would probably private message them and let them know that, hey, I wouldn't get on your, messages and say something like that. I would appreciate if you have a comment like that to share it with me privately in the future. And if they continue, then I would just delete them off my friend list, because a true friend is not going to talk to you like that. They need to be supportive of the fact that this is your passion, it is your business. And if they're not supportive, in my mind, they're not a true friend. They can disagree without being disagreeable. That being said, there will always be skeptics and there will always be Debbie Downers. And haters gonna hate. We cannot let them totally drag us down. Because just because they don't believe in the dream and they want to live in a life of misery. Remember, misery loves company. Don't live in that misery with them. Overcome that and find people who are positive, encouraging, and stay around those people, because I have a guess that the people who are making those comments are not wealthy individuals who have, found their financial dreams, or probably they're not even the most healthy individuals. Most people who are negative and drains on others are just miserable people who they take gratification out of bringing others down. So again, don't take things personally. You cannot take things personally. It will sink you emotionally and negatively if you allow it in. It is very important to stay strong, stay positive. That is part of this business, is not caring too much about what others think, but staying positive, believe what you believe, and share that passion and belief with others, because there are so many people out there who need to hear about these products. They need to hear from you. They are suffering physically, emotionally. They're looking and crying out for help. And when you share that, they may very well jump on this and be grateful to you that you took a leap of faith and stepped out and shared. For example, Lori Harrison, when she first started taking the products and it cleared up her, what does she call it, a janky toenail?
Yeah.
She was really embarrassed to post that on her Facebook page, but she felt really convicted. Like, you know what? I might get a lot of rude comments about showing a picture of my ugly toenail, but I bet there's a lot of other people out there who this could really help. And so she did. And that was the start of her business. And now, I believe every week she makes a post, and it shows a picture of an eraser, and it's erasing things. And she said, you know, tell me your testimonial. Who have I changed based on starting my business, sharing? And the stories are incredible, like make you cry. And when you've been in your business long enough that you have downline and customers and people whose lives are drastically changed because you were bold enough to share and not care what other people thought, and their lives are forever changed and they're grateful, it will make you literally cry that you stayed the course and you move forward. For example, and I share this still because it's still my favorite one so far. My friend Annette, who joined under me, shared with her friend Jessica, who signed on, who's on our team. And Jessica has gotten off of half of her seizure meds, which saves her almost $100 a month. And her doctors are about to reduce it again. Now, is that why I started the products? No. Did I ever post anything about seizure testimonials? No. But her life is forever changed, and she's a believer in these products because I shared. And that's great. That's just one person. And again, it's like a chain. Every time you share and they share and they share, it's one link in that chain and it's broken. And those people down the chain would have never heard. So don't focus on what the haters think. Focus on the people who are yet to hear and yet to believe and yet to have those life-changing experiences and keep moving forward. Okay. All right. So that really helps. Look for those good testimonials and know that there's thousands of them out there. These products are amazing, and we just got to keep sharing for the people who haven't heard about it. I heard recently that 1 in 3,300 people, 3,300, 1 in 3,300 people have even heard about Plexus. Huge.
Wow, that's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? So
yeah,
there's a huge opportunity for growth. Just because maybe people are already in your area does not mean that people have heard about it. I tell you what, I have a good team in the Dallas area, and that market you would think is saturated with all those diamonds down there underneath Celeste. But my sister hadn't even heard of it, and she lives one town over. So keep sharing. There's too many people, and with Facebook and all these social media opportunities to reach out all across the country, and we haven't even hardly started in the international market yet. We're just still in the infancy stages of growth. Keep sharing, all right? Don't let a little day of discouragement derail your whole train. All right, so now
that's like I always get the message, what is Plexus? That's what everyone messages me.
They do.
They don't even know. They don't know what it is at all.
Exactly.
And I'm always stumped. I'm like, oh God, there's so much to it.
I know.
I don't usually know what to say.
That's true. All right. Well, you know what? I'm gonna write that down to message you with a little 30-second. What is Plexus?
Okay, cool.
Because that's a good thing, and you can tweak it how you want. But it's always good to have a really short and sweet answer to that question that you can. What I would do is I would save it in your notes in your phone or on your computer, however you want to do it, so that you can just copy and paste it anytime someone asks. But you'll get to where you.
I always do a big paragraph, and then they never respond.
Yeah, that's okay.
What do you say for 30 seconds?
All right. It is in the success plan. It's actually in the success plan.
And the one that we have?
Huh?
The one that we have?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll pull it back up, and I'll put that on the team page tonight. But I'm going to get back on track for the call so that the recording doesn't get too long.
Sorry.
All right. No, that's okay. That's great. I'm glad to know. I'll pull that up, and I'll make sure you guys have that. Okay. So now I'm going to talk about what Tara Castaneda talked about, because she has some really great points too. So back in December, Tara did a call with Timmy, and I don't know if you guys listened to it, but I cannot find the recording anywhere. I had taken notes, and I actually messaged Tara today and had her send me her notes for this so that I can share with you guys, because I thought it was really helpful. And her message was on duplication, but she had some good points that I want to talk about first. All right, so for me, my discouragement at times, my one day yesterday actually was the day. That's why I talked to Celeste and she made a little video for us. And again, I go to my upline when I have a day where I'm feeling discouraged. I go to my upline. I want all of you to do the same thing. Okay, don't gripe about it with your potentials. Don't discourage your downline. Come up, go up. Anytime you're discouraged, go upline. Okay, really important. All right. So I talked to Celeste, but then I got right back on it. I got right back to work, just like I knew to do. And I started looking for what the other leaders encouraged us to do in those times. And here's what Tara shared with us. All right. So if you don't know Tara Castaneda, she is Emerald. But she almost quit, literally almost gave up. She started her business really fast. She actually ranked up 3 times in 2 months. Huge, fast start, okay? But she said that, well, first, let me back up. I'm going to tell you what she did to get started quickly, because it was really helpful. She said that she talked to everyone. She did not sell, she shared, okay? She just shared what she loved about it with everybody, and she posted religiously. She made lists of people she wanted to reach out to, and she reached out to them. And she believed in the products in the company, and people picked up on her passion and belief. And again, I do think that having a strong belief is key, because people pick up on your hesitation. If you're like, well, I think this might work for you, have a firm belief. Believe in the products, know your products, because people know when you're passionate versus when you're just trying to make money and you don't really believe it. All right. So she said she did all those things, right? And she ranked up 3 times in 2 months, but then she hit a huge lull. It just nothing, no changes, no moving forward, lots of people quitting. Why? Because when she went so fast, she didn't have time to train people. She said that the training was key because she hadn't trained her downline. People didn't know their product. They didn't have that passion and vision, and they were quitting. And she now shared with us some great ways to move forward. And for me personally, that's been my moment of, I guess, pause this week, where I had to reflect and think, because I feel like bringing people to the team hasn't been a huge struggle for me personally, and training my team hasn't been a huge struggle for me personally. What my personal struggle has been is communicating the vision, sharing that passion. How do you share passion and vision so that people understand how exciting of an opportunity this is, and they want to stick with it through these hard challenges? And so for me, that's why I reached out to Celeste. I'm like, Celeste, how do I share that vision and help ignite that excitement in my team so that they don't get frustrated and quit when they're, one of their downline quits, or when their customer doesn't have success and they want to give up, because they're frustrated. How do we keep people moving forward? All right, so here's what you heard the video that Celeste shared. And now I'm going to share what Tara has to say. All right, so she says, number 1, it starts with a choice. All right, you have a choice to make. Okay? She said, I could have let my team and my dream just fade away, or I could do more. And for her and for me, I chose to do more. Okay, not going to stop and just let it disappear. I'm going to take action. I'm going to research. I'm going to read. I'm going to train. I'm going to do whatever I need to do to figure out how to keep moving forward and help my team and help myself learn what I need to learn. All right. So do more. All right. Make a choice. Make a choice to be all in. Okay. Be all in. No quitting allowed. That word's not allowed in the dictionary. Make a choice to be positive. We talked about. Make a choice to reach out to people. Make a choice to listen to your customers and your friends and your teammates. The people on your team, listen to them. Find out what they need and what their struggles are and see how you can help them. Make a choice to help your team. All right? Remember, your team, they're new, and you might be new too, but once you have a team, you are a leader. You need to lead your team. So reach out to them, help them train, see what they need from you to get their training underway. You have a choice to make it happen, and everyone can do this, but the choice is yours to make. So find your passion and be all in. All right. So that being said, here's what Tara says. She says when she realized that her team needed training, that's what she did. She got to work. She decided, you know what? I need to educate my team. I need to be reading how to be a leader. I need to get after it and start training my team, because uneducated downline are going to fail and fall away if they don't know how. So it is up to them to start learning for themselves. But as a leader, we can also encourage them. We can share things with them. We can point them in the right direction. We can reach out to them and find out how they're doing. All right. It's also important as a leader for you, when you're training your team, to have good time management skills and focus on income producing activities. It is so easy to get on Facebook and spend hours there and then not have done anything that was productive during the day. And it's also totally possible to spend all day talking to someone who is having a down day, and that is okay. There are times that we need to do that. But it is really important to balance. If you have, for me personally, I have a pretty good sized team now. And I figured out, what, if I spent 30 minutes on the phone with each person every week, that would take out a pretty good, I'd need a full-time job almost to do that. So I've got to find a way to balance that. And from what I'm reading, from most of the leadership books, it talks about the 80% of your time on the top 20%, those who are all in, okay? The ones who want it, and they want it bad, and they're passionate, they're working hard, they're really trying. Focus the majority of your efforts on those, okay? And focus the other 20% on making sure that you let the others know that you are there for them. You can encourage them, and that you are available to help when they're ready, okay? But you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So don't put too much of your time on those who don't want it. Focus your time on the ones who really get the vision and want it, all right? But in the meantime, keep building your business, keep recruiting, keep taking initiative and learning, tips to becoming a better leader. Keep reading books, encourage your team, all of those things, okay? All right, so for duplicating, how do you train your downline? How do you help them? And again, I'm still working on this, but I'm just sharing what I've learned. Okay, so the first thing is like we said, make that choice, reach out, listen, focus on that top 20% of your team, and recruit quality ambassadors, okay? Don't be desperate for just as many as you can get, because you'll find that, and I think Big Al is the one who said that he actually doesn't ask people to join him. He wants people to ask to join you. You know what I mean? Like, if you're begging people to join you, how much passion and excitement are they going to have in the company? and how far are they going to go. You want people who want that. And all you should do is just share the vision, share what an exciting opportunity it is. And if people want that vision and they want that opportunity, they want that financial freedom, they want that health testimonial, when they want that, they will come to you. And those are the quality people that you're looking for. If you're begging people, then they're not ready yet. And keep planting seeds. Wait till they're ready. But in the meantime, focus on the quality people. And by quality, what I mean is people who are already positive, people who are leaders, people, and they inspire people. They've got maybe a following on Facebook, or they're just someone that others look to, and you know what? They're bold. They have a boldness to speak. They would make a great ambassador. Plant the seeds in those, and especially if they're your close friend or family, okay? Because close friend or family are more likely to trust you and jump on ship with you, and let them know, hey, I need some key people on my leadership team, and I think you've got what it takes to be a leader with me. And I really am asking that you trust me and jump on board this with me. All right. Okay. So number 2 is lock arms with those people then. Okay. Find your top 20, recruit some of those people who have that, who can develop that vision. And I want you, this is again from Tara, to get them all in with you. Lock arms, BPFs, PFFs, whatever you want to call it. Have them commit to being on your leadership team with you and doing it together. Fully on board, create that team environment, and do it together, okay? Go for it together and keep that team culture so that if one of you has a bad day, you can bring the other one up and vice versa. But you keep moving forward as a team, okay? All right, number 3 is events and 3-way training call. Now, I will tell you, and this is something that Tara shared in her call too, and this is something that Celeste shared with me even, is that it does not happen overnight if you're trying to do events. For my New England team up here, down in Dallas, it is real easy to find an event and go because they're all over. There's so many leaders down there. It is easy to do events. People have heard about it, and they're excited about it, and they hear Plexus, and they want to go to an event and learn more. Up here, it's still new and dry, and most people, in other pockets and areas of the nation, same thing. If you're one of my new teammates, I know Cindy Fields and Adrian, you down there in Louisiana, and we've got a couple out in California. Those areas are still brand new areas too. So when you start doing events, do not expect 20 to 40 people to show up like I thought when I first did one, because it's just not going to happen. It doesn't start off like that. I called Celeste and I told her, I'm like, oh, I feel like such a failure. Like nobody showed up. And she's like, Allison, let me tell you something right now. Stop. She's like, I was a senior Ruby before I even had an event, and nobody showed up except the 2 leaders who were committed to doing it with me. She's like, it happened. So don't take it as a failure if you have a really low turnout. It does happen. What you want to do is realize that it doesn't happen overnight, but the more you start meeting regularly, the more word gets out and the more interest builds. It's like posting on Facebook. The more you do it consistently, the more people start to read them and start taking it into their mind, and then start doing it. Sarah Marble and her mom started doing weekly meetings the same night of the week. And for the longest time, it was just a couple people, and now they're huge. So it will happen, just not overnight, okay? Invite tons of people. If you want 50 people there, you got to invite like 300 or 400 people, maybe more. All right. And then personally invite them, really get them to come. Say, I've saved a seat for you, and it would mean a whole lot. Reach out to them personally. Okay. But what Tara shared was a good point, and I think it's been helpful watching Tina do her opportunity events, launch party and an opportunity event, something small. Rather than doing an event out in the community and hoping a bunch of people will show, start in a house, Invite your closest friends, invite a couple team members to invite their closest friends, and start small, and it'll grow. Okay, then for three-way calls. Tara tries to always do 2 three-way calls going up the line with a potential, and 5 three-way calls going down the line to help her level ones recruit potentials every week. That's a lot. That's something to aspire to. So I know that I've reached out to a lot of you and I've let you know, hey, if you've got any potentials that you want to add and they'd love to talk to me, I will gladly do a three-way call. You just let me know when and I'll put it on my calendar. If you have downline, if you have someone down the line from you and they're talking to people who seem interested, be available to do a three-way call with them too. All right. But I'm always here to do that with you. We can do a video face-to-face like we're doing here on Zoom, or we can do it over the phone, whatever works. And I believe, I believe everybody knows that, but just in case, know that it's new for me, but I think it's a great thing to be able to have 2 people talking to a potential, because it shows that other people have the same belief and passion than so it's not just you. It reinforces what you're saying. Okay. Trait number 4 is training. All right. Help your downline learn what the skills and the information that they need in order to grow their business too, so that they know how to reach out and recruit. They know how to use that success plan. Just be available to train them. And then number 5 is culture. Create a positive team culture. Just like we talked about. When you get several people on your team who have the same passion and belief as you, and they're willing to join forces with you, and you've got that positive team energy, and, hey, it's going to start off slow because we're new and this area is new, but we are going to stay positive and excited, and we're just going to keep moving forward, just like Celeste said, being that lone crazy dancer. Eventually it's going to take off. We can ignite, we can light that spark and it will take off, but we have to stay passionate. We have to stay positive. We can't get down and quit, because that's what people are watching for. You better believe there are so many people out there watching your posts, waiting to see if this is your fad, if it's just some little hobby that you picked up and a month or 2 from now you're going to quit. Or, oh, yeah, see, there she goes. She quit posting about it. I guess it wasn't really that big of a thing. The longer you keep posting and keep passionate and keep positive, the more people are going to take you seriously and go, wow, she must be serious about this. There must be something more to this than just another quick thing that, fly by night, come and go kind of thing. So maybe I'll reach out and ask her, and you'll find that, like Celeste said, 2 years later, and she's still getting people reaching out. So just keep moving forward. Stay the course, stay positive, stay passionate. All right, so I hope that sharing this has helped you as much as it helped me to read through and listen to these calls and learn this information. For those of you on the call right now, do you have any quick questions before I stop the recording?
Yeah, could you just review the 5 points that you just shared? Because I think I had more than that.
Well, for duplication, number 1 is make a choice. All right, make a choice to be all in and do more. Number 2, lock arms with the people who are all in with you. Your core team, okay? Find your core team, go all in. All right, have them lock arms. 3 is do events and 3-way calls. All right, those are ways to help grow the knowledge outside of your current team. Number 4 is training. So that's training within your team currently. And then number 5 is culture. Creating a culture that people see that positive and excitement. They're inspired. They want to get in on that, that excitement. Your team are the ones that can convey that message and that positivity and excitement outside of this small circle that we have. And it really helps if we can be a team and do that all together. Any other questions? No? All right.
No.
Okay. All right.